So once you have gotten your A cylinder that you slice in half, the second one that you make is going to be one that you don't slice in half and that you keep. You're going to take a cylinder and modify the shape. It doesn't matter if you make a cup, a vase, a plate, a bowl is out, just unless it's a flat bottom bowl, because a bowl is a slightly different process. But you're gonna start with the cylinder and turn it into something, right? Now this is a little more clay, because I'm gonna show you a vase, because it allows me to show you how to make it so that it bellies out and how it flares in and what that kind of looks like. So for your second one, you're gonna start making the cylinder, but I've got it a little bit on the thick side right now. I want it a little bit thick before I start thinking about the shape, so I have some room to stretch it. So I'm gonna take this one just a little bit taller and turn it into a vase. So I'm gonna keep it nice and straight and tall, just like I learned with the first cylinder. And like I said, I'm working with a little bit more clay. Yours does not have this size requirement. It's a little trickier. Just makes it a little easier for the demo. And once I have this cylinder, now I can change the shape. So I'm gonna start by just kind of cleaning up the foot a little bit with an undercut. And I'm gonna belly out the bottom for sort of a basic vase shape. So what's gonna happen with this is inside my hands are stair-stepped like this, right? So when I want to have the form belly out, I'm gonna push harder with the inside hand to push it out. Then when I get to the point where I'm kind of done bellying it out and I want it to come back in, this hand is gonna come up over the top of this hand and I'm gonna switch and push back in. So there's gonna be this like dance where it's like starting like this, and then it's gonna be like this, and if I want it to go back out, I go like this. So that's like how my hands are gonna move on the inside of this piece. So I'll start with a belly out. It's always nice to keep it under control at the top. So sometimes I give it a little collar before I start. If the form is really tall and my elbow has to go up in the air, that's fine, because this elbow, my right elbow, is still the one in control and it's locked in place. So I'm gonna do just like I would with a pole, except this time I'm gonna push harder with that inside hand. And one of the things I like to do is, instead of using the tip of my finger, I like to use the flat part, because it's not as likely to poke through or punch through sharply. So I sort of flatten my fingertips and push out. And then when I want to switch direction, this hand comes up over the top of that one and pushes in. And then I can even switch and do it again if I want to. Have the in one come out. This one can come up over the top and go in. I can do that as many times as I want to kind of alter this shape. I just made like a 3 lump base there, 3 belly base, like that. And then before I'm done with the piece, I'll get my head way down low so I can see the side. Undercut the foot nicely. And trim off the excess. When I want to take the piece off the wheel, if you need help with this, just let me know. It's a little bit tricky. I'm going to wire underneath, making sure I keep those fingers down. It is better to take the piece off with your hands not all slippery, slidey. So if you need to like stop and wash or wipe them or something like that, go ahead. And then you can take the piece off, handling it by the bottom, because where that's thicker, and you have your vase.